This is Autism Uncensored, Pulling Back the Curtain, written by Whitney Ellenby, narrated by Whitney Ellenby. Dedication to Zach, the love of my life who took everything away and then put it back in the right order. Flashback. Confucius says, by 3 methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is noblest. Second, by imitation, which is easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. Zach furiously beats his head with both fists and begins to shriek loudly at a fever pitch. Some of the passengers are sensitive enough to grasp the crisis and turn away, studiously pretending to gaze out the airplane windows. But the spectacle is mounting, and my husband and I are too frantic, too humiliated to care that we are adding to the scene by tearing into each other publicly, even as Zach starts coming out of his seat and lurching over the one in front of him. We're only in mid-flight, and there's no escaping the steel cabin. God damn it, we are never doing this again, Keith hisses through clenched teeth. It's our first plane trip in years with Zach, heading down to visit my family in Miami. I'm depleted and badly in need of the perennial sunshine from my youth. No, of course we won't do this again, I snap back savagely. We'll just keep him locked away at home his whole life and never go anywhere. This isn't worth it, Keith barks back. Nothing is worth this. It's all about you, your need to make him do this. And it's selfish and wrong. He cannot do it. He cannot do it. This was a huge mistake. He's completely out of control. Shut up, I'm screaming, trembling uncontrollably. You don't deal with this crap every day like I do. I cannot fight you and him at the same time. So shut the hell up. Once again, Zach's feral tantrum sets off a reactive chain whereby he erupts first and becomes the catalyst for further implosion. Hostility is contagious, as time and again it spreads like wildfire through my marriage, unhinging life partners into bitter rivals. Our combustible dissembling is as predictable as a lab experiment gone wrong. Zach's shrieks are high-pitched and piercing, reaching passengers in the front rows who turn around with startled annoyance. And then, as always, comes that withering look, the unique tang of disapproval and disgust. What the hell is wrong with that kid? Why would those parents even take him out in public? I want bye-bye plane. I want down. I want down, Zach screams, wholly terrorized. As the tide of frustration floods Zach's body, he begins savagely biting down on his wrist. His jaws clamp so ferociously that deep red marks begin swelling all along his forearm, the upper layers of skin ravaged and bursting into raw scraps of flesh. There is a swirling sickness in my stomach which heaves and grips my heart. I can barely breathe, and I've been here before, far too many times. I marvel at how, in these moments, Zach looks like a child who has not had even an ounce of behavioral therapy, when in fact he's had 40 hours a week for over 3 years. But right now we are trapped inside a steel cabin, suspended thousands of feet in the air, where Zach's behavioral drills are bootless and his primal screams are sucking the very oxygen from the plane. My son has openly, violently lost control in a locked vessel with no ready exit, and I'm genuinely beginning to panic. Do you need us to land the plane? Asks an anxious flight attendant. I cannot answer and am suddenly thrust into motion. Desperately, I try pinning Zach's legs to the cushy seat, but now his arms are flailing, smacking the man in the seat beside us who, with the utmost compassion, calmly readjusts and pretends to keep reading his book. A profound gesture of generosity, until his book is ruthlessly kicked from his hands and I am now wrestling my son to the ground in the narrow aisle, frantically pinning my entire body against his just to keep him contained. I don't think that anyone believes this 40-pound child actually endangers their safety, but witnessing something so feral as a child completely losing all physical and emotional control must be terrorizing. I am rapidly losing my grip too, over my son
Sample complete. Ready to continue?